7 years ago this month, I had a hysterectomy, which sent my body into surgical menopause overnight. Before that, in my 40s, I was CrossFit Cam. I lifted weights, I did workouts, I ended up on the floor in a puddle of sweat. My recovery was good. And after my surgery, once I healed and tried to return to CrossFit, I quickly learned that post-menopause me and CrossFit did not mix. Maybe you've had the same experience. It's really frustrating to go back to your old ways, go back to what always worked, and realize that's not working anymore now that you're on this side of menopause. For the past 7 years, I have fine-tuned what I call the Midlife Muscle Protocol, and there are 4 keys to midlife fitness. And today's podcast is going to break it down so you know exactly what to do and what not to do to get results without ending up on the couch, exhausted, so sore you can't even walk. Hey there, I'm Cam Allen. Welcome back to the Midlife Method. This episode is going to change how you view fitness and menopause. Let's get right to it. Key number 1 has to be strength training. We know that we naturally lose muscle if we're not lifting weights. So lifting weights is a non-negotiable. I call it the midlife muscle protocol for a reason. We know that having more muscle on your body is like throwing gasoline on your metabolism's fire. We also know that more muscle helps regulate your blood sugar, which is a huge deal when it comes to belly fat and unwanted symptoms, if you will, of menopause. When it comes to lifting weights, the guideline is about 60 minutes of heavy for you weights a week. Now, I used to do 30-minute workouts, but this whole last year I've been doing 10-minute mini workouts. 10-minute mini workouts using heavy for you weights will help you build muscle, get results, have more energy for your day without being exhausted and too sore to even move on the couch. The key is heavy for you. So how do you know if you're using a weight that is heavy for you? I find that many women tend to use the same weight day in, day out for years without challenging their muscles a little bit more. When you're doing a set, the last few reps of each and every set should feel challenging. That means you're keeping your form and there's a lot of effort. You may feel breathless. You may notice getting a little bit sweaty. Looking for those signs will help you know that you're using a heavy for you weight that will actually change your muscle composition. When you get to the end of the set and you feel that effort and you feel the muscle burn and you're working really hard to keep your form, then you know you've hit the heavy for you weight. Heavy for you is the thing that's actually going to improve your body composition and help you build more midlife muscle. Just because you're in menopause does not mean you can't build muscle. But we know for a fact that if you don't lift weights, you're going to actually lose muscle. So strength training is a non-negotiable. 60 minutes a week, heavy for you weights, you got this. Key number 2, be an active human. That means don't set up camp on your couch and not move. For me, I have a walking desk. I ended up getting a walking pad because some days are just like loaded with Zoom calls. And I noticed I was sitting way too much. Being an active human is not exercise. This actually falls in the non-exercise activity bucket, which is about 15% of your daily calorie burn. The non-exercise activity part of your metabolism is actually 3 times larger than the exercise calorie burn. I bet you didn't know that. I know I didn't know that. Diet culture told us we had to move more and eat less in order to change our body composition. But really, the truth is walking, parking further away, taking the steps, all of those actions add to our daily movement, our daily steps, if you will. For me, I find that 7,500 steps, non-negotiable, no matter what, is my sweet spot. And did you know, by the way, that 10,000 number was completely made up? I find that most women do really well with 7,500 steps a day. Make it a non-negotiable in your new year and watch your body composition change. The cool thing about doing steps or moving more during your day, it keeps 2 hormones under control, your cortisol and your hunger hormone. And those are 2 hormones that we actually can control in midlife when all the other hormones like estrogen takes a hike and it reaches its lowest level. Those 2 hormones we actually can control. In fact, taking a walk might be part of your stress management plan. I know it helps me if I go walk in the woods with my girlfriend, or I take my dogs on a walk, or I walk with my husband after dinner. I come back with a new attitude. Does that happen for you too? So far we have key number 1, strength training 60 minutes a week using heavy for you weights. Number 2, be an active human. Do not set up camp on your couch and not move all day. Number 3, rest and recovery. Now, this one was a really hard one for me to learn. And so I actually added it as one of the 4 keys. It is okay to rest during your workout. That means if you do a set of 12 front squats and you find yourself, oh, that was heavy. I'm breathless. I need to take a second so I can go again and use my best form and use the best heavy for me weight. Take a break. It is okay to rest within your workouts. That being said, it's also okay to take days away from your workouts. We also want to rest between our workouts. So you don't want to do front squats Monday, back squats Tuesday, goblet squats Wednesday. That's not going to help you. In midlife, we need more time for rest and recovery. In fact, if you are like a Monday, Wednesday, Friday exerciser, you may notice you get better results if you're like a Monday, Thursday exerciser, if you're doing longer workouts. Again, we're trying to get 60 minutes of strength training a week, and you may notice you need an extra day of recovery. Again, this was a really hard lesson for me to learn. And so that's why I added it to the protocol. You can rest within your workout. You're not lazy, and you may need an extra rest day between your workouts if you're doing full body workouts. And that leads me to key number 4, a dash of cardio. If you were like me, diet culture told us that the only way to change our body composition was to exercise more and to eat less, and it had to be cardio. Well, here's the thing. Too much cardio may be too stressful for your system at this stage of life. In fact, I find that many women that rely on HIIT training, high intensity interval training, actually push their cortisol too far. They may notice weird injuries. They may notice more belly fat. They may notice slower recovery. So what I've done is I've taken the idea of interval training and I've added more rest to it, which is key number 3. Remember, rest and recovery is part of the protocol. So I call it HIRT, high intensity repeat training. It is so simple. Let me explain. For HIRT workouts, you do 6 to 10 rounds. When you're working, the work session is around 20 seconds and it needs to be about 80% of today's effort. So I really want you to get after it. 80% of today's effort. Here's the key. Then you rest, lower your heart rate, rest until you can go again at that same effort. You may find that you need a minute of rest for your heart rate to lower for you to go again. And here's the best part about HIIT workouts. Let's say you get to round 8 and you notice your intensity is falling off during the work session. That is an indication that you've hit your limit for the day and your workout is over. Who cares if it says do 10 rounds? If you're on round 8 and you notice your intensity is falling off, you're done for the day. The thing I find about the Midlife Muscle Protocol, it totally meets you where you're at. Every single day feels a little bit different when we're in menopause because, hello, we're in menopause, our hormones are changing, and we are a brand new us compared to who we were when we were younger. Following the 4 keys to the midlife fitness will allow you to know, love, and appreciate your body for today, and you're actually going to see more results in the mirror. So a quick review of the 4 keys. Strength training, non-negotiable, 60 minutes a week, use a heavy for you weight. Number 2, be an active human. Get your daily steps. Make sure you're getting your 7,500 steps every single day. Number 3, rest and recovery. It's okay to rest within your workout. It doesn't mean you're lazy, and it's okay to take rest days between your workouts. And number 4, a dash of cardio. You got to give HIRT a try. HIRT allows you to rest until you can go again, and it gives you permission to call it a day when you feel your intensity fall off. If you found this episode helpful, please comment below, share this with somebody that needs to hear it, and it would be an honor if you subscribe to this channel. Be sure to subscribe so you never miss a video. Thanks for being here.